Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Strom. Today, I wanted to show you my design for an AFK-able turtle egg farm. I looked online. I saw designs for an AFK-able turtle shell farm, but nothing for a turtle egg farm. And a friend of mine online decided to challenge me to do one. And so I've come up with a design that works here. I just wanted to quickly show off how you would actually use this farm and how you would prep this farm. If you're looking for how to build it, there is a world download and a Litematica schematic included with this download. If Litematica is an option to use, otherwise you can use the world download and kind of take a look at it. I'm going to be running over the basics of how it works and how to actually set it up. So let's get into it. So first things first, we're in this world download here. So this is the world download you get. There's a couple steps already done for you in the world download, but I'm going to walk through those right now. Over here, we have all the materials required to build this farm. Okay, so this is everything required to build the actual structure of it. This is required for the setup of the farm. You need 6 turtle eggs and then some temporary blocks. I'm just using dirt here. Half a stack is fine. Then you're also going to need a lot of seagrass, about 2 double chests worth, in order to fill this up. This is not really required, but if you want to AFK this for an extended period, you're going to need yourself a lot of seagrass, okay? You're also going to need silk touch, okay? I would also recommend getting mending, efficiency, and breaking, all those kinds of things on your pickaxe. You are going to get experience from breeding the turtles, so that mending will help bring some of that durability back in. But that's really up to you. If you want to just use the throwaway pickaxe, that's also fine. You're not doing a whole lot of uses because you're only hitting the eggs in this, okay? Right up here, just a note, I am using stone bricks for the build. I just happen to like the way that stone bricks look. This stack of bricks can really be any kind of building block you want. You can do wood, you can do, whatever. But we're using obsidian because you actually are going to be hitting some blocks with your pickaxe, and you do not want to be breaking those. One, so you don't break the farm, and 2, so you're not wasting durability on your pickaxe. So we're using some obsidian there for that. So you have this chest here of all the materials you need to build it, and I'm going to go through actually taking you through first the setup of the farm. So I'm going to take the dirt and the eggs. Okay, I'm going to come over here, and you're going to want to go inside. And now on the side closest to this little channel here, you see this other side just has the double end rods. This side has the channel. Let's place down these 6 eggs. Okay. What that's going to do, you saw the green particles, is that now assigns the turtles that hatch out of there as this is their home block. So this is where they will go to lay eggs. We do have some extra sand in here because they will lay eggs, about a block or 2 away. So we filled that in so you can get them. But you need to actually put turtle eggs down in here. If you just move turtles into this system, they're not going to actually lay their eggs inside of here. They're going to want to get back to wherever they hatched from in order to try to lay their eggs. So after you've got those placed, next thing you want to do is you actually want to go ahead and replace the end rods. You could do this from the start if you want. I'm just showing how the schematic is set up. The reason we're doing this is because when the babies hatch, their hitboxes are the smallest thing in the game. So you want to make sure that they don't fall down into that channel or get behind here and get stuck under there. You want to make sure that they hatch in this 3x7 area. Okay. Once we have them down, then basically you're just going to let them hatch and let them grow. Okay. I'm going to set my random tick speed. We'll just set it to 50,000. There we go. So now we'll see we get them to start hatching. And you'll just go through the process of letting them hatch, so you'll need to wait. You can either just build the top portion, then do the eggs, and then go build the bottom portion, or you can build the whole thing and then just wait for them to grow up. That's completely up to you. I'm going to set that random tick speed back down, though. You'd basically just wait for them to grow up. All 6 need to grow up, okay? And then once they're grown up, you're going to come back in. Oh, I'm sorry, little turtle egg. You're going to come back in, get your end rods, and put those back where those temporary blocks are. I recommend, because they're going to be kind of big, I recommend doing one at a time. Just placing them down like this. Okay. That way you're going to keep them inside the system. And the reason we're using end rods here is because end rods, you see they have kind of a larger hitbox than the actual white rod. So that black line is the end rod hitbox. The turtles have a really low hitbox, and it's kind of abnormally low, so they can fit underneath a slab. They can even fit through chains if we were to do chains here. But with end rods, it's just a few pixels lower than the actual turtle's hitbox. So these end rods are going to keep them inside this sand area without pushing them out to the side, without really interfering with the player too much. You will get a little bit of tapping around, but you'll still move through the system even if you go through those. So once they're grown up, you do that step, not till after they're grown up. Okay, so I'm just going to throw these out. So then we would build the rest of it, and I have in here just a couple of command blocks just so we can kind of see the guts of this whole thing. So you see this side is just built with just the top portion just to let them hatch. And this side has all the guts of it, okay? So let me explain the basic concept here. Is to run the farm, you're going to have seagrass in one hand and your pickaxe in the other hand. Okay, so I'm going to put like the seagrass in the offhand and a pickaxe in the other. You also notice that I have my inventory just filled up with cobblestone here. This could really be filled up with anything except for seagrass. What you don't want is you don't want to be picking up the extra seagrass that's thrown in the system and just have it stacking up in your inventory and being wasted, okay? You want that being thrown back down where it can get picked back up. So what we have in here is we have a water system. So there's a water flow going this way that's going to slowly push the player. You are on slabs, excuse me. So the soul sand is actually going to slow you down a bit so that you have enough time to mine at those turtle eggs as an AFK player. Then you get pushed down to this hole, you fall down in, hit that pressure plate. It's going to use that slime block to push the player across this ice path, right back into the bubble column where you go back up to the top and start the loop again. So by holding down both right and left click, you are both attempting to feed seagrass and mine at the same time. So when you're looking at a turtle, you won't hit the turtle, you'll feed him seagrass. But when you're looking at an egg, you won't try and use seagrass, you'll be using your pickaxe. And this is definitely something that's good to try out in this world download here. So you'll notice in this system, I already have it populated with the turtles. There's the water. And you'll see here that system where we've got the soul sand, slab, and then the water pushing across with those end rods. The reason that's being done that way, like I said, is those hitboxes. I'm going to show you those hitboxes right now. You can kind of see right here how that turtle is just barely taller than the hitbox of that end rod. Okay, this is, there we go. Kind of hard to see from this angle, but that hitbox is just barely above that hitbox. So they're going to stay in there. But this is the way it works, is as a survival player, you'd be getting pushed through the system, and you see how slowly I'm moving there. So you'd be moving across, breeding turtles and cracking eggs at the same time. You can hear a hopper minecart that is going underneath the sand blocks and collecting the eggs and putting them in a chest for us. Then we'll get pushed back into the hole, pushed across. You'll hear the droppers go off that give us more seagrass, and then push us back to the start of the system. So I'm going to actually show you how to run it here, AFK. So I'm going to go back into survival. Okay, you'll see I'm in survival. I got my hearts, I got my chickens, everything like that. I'm going to go into the water stream. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down left and right mouse button at the same time. So right now I'm holding down left and right mouse button. You want to make sure that you're aiming below the end rods at the back. So we see here below those end rods, but above that sand. Okay? Then you're going to get sent back through the system and kind of do a loop. What you can do now while you're holding down both of those and you're aimed right, on your keyboard, press at the same time the F3 and T buttons. Okay, and then let go of your mouse immediately. Just completely take your hands off. What that's going to do is that reloads your textures, and when the game loads back in, it doesn't recognize that the mouse buttons have been released. So I'm going to sit here just with my hands kind of folded. Here, I'll put them on camera where you can see them, so you can see I'm not giving any interaction here. And there we just see we bred a turtle, but we're not hitting any turtles. And here are some turtle eggs. Boom, cracking eggs. That will then get picked up by a hopper. Hopper minecart that's going underneath. And we can just kind of go through the system. Now, you see, as I said, we are getting some clusters kind of in the back there. The turtles are pushing us around a little bit in the water stream, but from my testing, you always still make it through the water stream. And honestly, with the breeding rates and the amount of blocks that you have in here, it's kind of not a bad thing to get slowed down a little bit. I even added a little bit of a delay. There we go. We just saw an egg get picked up. Even added a little bit of a delay on the sticky piston that's pushing the slime block, just so that you could, you know, have just a little more time to go through the system. So that's how you use the AFK Turtle Farm. You let that run. So what that's also doing, and I'm going to show you to get out of this system, I just hit my mouse buttons again, and then in survival mode, you could either walk yourself back, which is going to be very slow, or just get yourself through the system and hold backwards to go move back towards the door, and then we can exit the system. Okay. So what this system is doing here with these droppers is along this ice path, it's shooting out 1 piece of seagrass per dropper, so 6 pieces total, each time you pass through the system. The player can pick those up, and then whatever's left will stay down there. Some of it actually does go up through and get stuck up there. This is not a lossless seagrass system. But there, once you actually land on that, there's another minecart here that gets launched, sent down this way underneath the ice path to actually pick up the leftover seagrass, and then it comes back up the minecart rails and goes back over the hopper to refeed whatever got dropped back in there. So there will be some loss, but there's at least a little bit of pickup. Okay, and then once you're done, you can just leave the farm. You will notice that there are going to be some eggs. So if you break an egg and it falls on top of another patch of eggs, it won't fall down into the hopper minecart that we have running back here. And let me just break away some of these blocks so we can see. See, there's hopper minecart running under those, but you will be getting eggs. Ignore the scoot that's just left over from when I set up this world download. So there, after just a few rounds through the system, we got 7 turtle eggs. So you can let this run however you want. You'll notice, even though I was breeding, I still have 64 seagrass in here because I was getting fed. And that is the system. So thanks for watching.